Hello, this is Rebecca, and today I'm back with a video to show you how I set up my Christmas planner. And this is a process that I have used since 2009. I basically, if you saw my video last year that I put together to show you my process, I picked up this spiral notebook back, in 2009, and I basically started using it to track my Christmas. And more or less, it was tracking what I was going to decorate, things I needed to do, kids' gifts, cards to send, that kind of thing. So it started out pretty basic, and then as I think I more or less kept it as like a note-taking spiral notebook in my purse. And then as the years went on, I found it again. I'm like, I'm going to use this as a tool to plan out my Christmas. So here's 2010, and basically it also gave me a great resource to look back from year to year on what I bought for Christmas, what I did the year prior, and then it just has evolved over the years. And so I still kind of follow the same process. I'm a little bit more decorative, of course, and a lot more handwriting type deal than I used to. And some of it, you can just kind of just visualize. I just kind of changed some things up. My to-do list got a little bit longer, and of course the Christmas gifts were a big thing, and then the advent calendar. And then I always had was real big on trying to make different kind of crafts, which I've learned that before I did my art and did shows and things like that, I had time to do crafts. But if I want to do Christmas crafts, at this point, I really have to start doing them in October. So, but to me, my Christmas planner starts in November. That's when things start getting really kind of hectic. And this has just been a great resource for me from year to year to track the different things and events. And I also kept track of receipts at one point. I know I have some in here. This has been a while back, so I don't even know when these were dated. But it was something that I could keep receipts on any kind of things that I bought that I might need to return. So this was a few years ago that I closed up this book, and then I started this one. And so I just want to kind of show you how I planned out my years. I had this one for 2015 and 2016, and then now I'm using it for 2017. So this is my cover sheet. A lot of times now that I'm more decorative, I guess, into my Christmas planning, I wanted to use our theme. From year to year, my daughter and I kind of plan out our Christmas, and we've always wanted to do Candyland, although I am so big on this red and black plaid this year. I was kind of big on it last year as well, and so today we went to Hobby Lobby and we were like, well, what can we do? What theme? And believe me, I have so much Christmas decorations coming out just crazy that I don't need to buy anything, so we can almost go with whatever thing we decide. But I picked this one in particular for my cover page because, of course, she's the girl for this month, the November kit, and I'm still loving this plaid. I also wanted to talk about this little clip at the end. So this is kind of like one of my favorite things to make and keep in my planners and journals, and so I'll show you that in just a moment. But so how I did this year is I kind of washied the ends of all of this year. And the reason I did that was because for one, I'm loving this I kind of call it cow print, but I know it's not necessarily that black and white cow print, but it's just those little smudge black and white dots. This washi here, I have bought so much of this and used it up. In fact, I just bought 2 more rolls, and so I kind of trimmed that up, and then I just was like, I'm going to use the washi in this month's kit to do this, and then I just kind of did every other one. So no particular rhyme or reason why I chose to do it this way this year, but I do like the way it turned out. So my first page of my planner over here, it basically breaks down the weekends, because to me I work during the week, and so although I have other dates that come into play, the weekends are where I have to really start planning out when I'm going to decorate and those kind of things to show free weekends up. So those have always been important. Now, what I wish I would have done is on this page I put dates to remember, and I wish I would have added that over here on my to-do list. I mean, on this page, instead of having it in between, but it works out. That's just how it all turned out this when I put it together. So and then my to-do list. So I just basically use these little I'm sure they're called something. I call them teardrop stickers, but these were some that I had gotten from the Reset Girl, and so I use these as, and I'll check them off as I get them done. In the past, I've used little boxes. Just let's see if I can find them. I basically made little check boxes and then checked off as I completed each to do on my to-do list, each little thing that I had on there. But this year I had these in handy, and so I just added those on there, and we'll check those off, and then I can always add more as if things come up. So then I go to my dates to remember, and the reason I did this was because there is so much going on. We have a wedding, we have a day in a life documentation starts November 2nd. So there's so many things that other than just the weekends came up that I want to remember, and so I just started adding the dates in. And then of course, as things got out of order over here, I'll just start marking those in there, which that's fine too. So I can just come in here and highlight them off as they happen. The next one is my Christmas card list, and I didn't put everybody on the list. Probably what I usually do, I think, what I did last year to keep track of it, is I got my Christmas cards in, and then I took my address book and then I wrote everybody as I sent them out. I think is how I did that last year. So that way I can look back and see if there's anybody that I missed, or that I sent to, or I can compare that list to last year's. The next page is my December daily, and so I was. This is one of the reasons that this Christmas planner is so convenient and helpful to me. Last year I got really super busy. I still have not completed my December daily. I know it's horrible. It's I've got the pictures. I've got all, of course I've got paper products that I can decorate with, but I haven't sat down and wrote down the journaling, which to me is like one of the most important things when you're documenting these stories, other than the pictures too, of course. But thank you very much. I have it all written down here. So this is going to be really great for me to go back and take my pictures, take my words, and I'll be able to say, oh, okay, and by looking at the picture, I'm going to remember what happened. I was able to come in here and write down, this is what went on that day, and tell your story. So I was so excited when I got this out and I looked back and I'm like, oh, I'm so thankful I did that. So that way I can come back and finish that album up, because that album is very important to my family and it's fun to look back over the years, and I've kept up with that December daily since about 2011, and so it's tradition, so so I was so excited that I had added this into my planner and that I will be able to complete last year's. So that was exciting for me when I saw that. The next page is actually dinners and celebrations. Of course, we all love to eat at the holidays, and so I basically put down Thanksgiving, family Christmas, Christmas Eve, and Christmas Day, and then I'll include my list over here. And then I also put in some cookies here that are traditionally made, and then I may make a few others. I used to go all out for cookies. I think last year I toned it down a little bit, and so I don't know what I will do this year. It all just depends, I guess, on time. But I love to make cookies, and I love to make cookies for others, so I still will do that, but I don't know if I'll make the big gigantic trays. For one, I love to eat the cookies, and so that's something that, at the holidays, who doesn't love to eat sweets and all those treats? So, so that's that page. Now, the next one, I didn't know if I was going to do this or not. The Advent was always such a big deal for my kids and I, or at least for my kids, and I've done that forever and ever and ever, that I can remember when my 18-year-old was young. I had this little calendar that I put on that I made out of felt that was in the shape of a snowman, and I had little, he moved this little snowflake from day to day as we counted down to Christmas, and then I started putting little candies in there, and then it evolved, and then oh Lord, it became such an event with both kids. Like, it was a battle, and so many memories of one crying and the other not, and it's just because that one person wanted to open the little box, you know, it's stuff like that. So my daughter is 11, and I asked her, I'm like, what about, do you still want to do Advent? Yes, I want to do Advent. So it's still very important to her, and so I went ahead and created this page. You can see I have nothing planned for Advent, but she's a stationery addict just like I am, and loves planners and all those kind of things. So I'll just come in here and start adding. When I start seeing little things, I start picking it up, and I'll just come in here and add it. And as you can see, last year, I was looking at it last year, and it seems like I filled in some of it, but not, it didn't go every day, but I know I gave her a little something every day, like, you know, some lip balm or some little socks, a pom-pom pen, and then like little coloring books. That was always a big deal for us, and me and my sisters, when we were growing up, is my mom would buy us all a brand new coloring book, Christmas coloring book, and a box of crayons. And so that was like the beginning of the season for us, as she would bring those home. And now I can still remember how excited we were to have those coloring books. And this may be really dating myself, I don't think so, but does anybody remember the cartoon Shirt Tails? I remember that was one of the coloring books that I got, was a Shirt Tails Christmas coloring book. So just the memories that you have for Christmas, and Advent is one for my kids and I. So I think it'll make it special, and they won't be fighting this year because the other one's off at college. So, you know, I thought about making him up a little care package, but he's yet to get a post office, so we'll see how that works out. Not post office, a P.O. box. So the next page in my planner is the actual wish list versus the actual gifts. So, and really I just did my kids, and because it was, again, that was something I completely planned out. I always wanted to make sure it was fair on each end, and a lot of times they would get, even though they're quite a big age difference, you know, if we got bedding, you know, one got their bedding and the other got bedding. So it was kind of a lot of that throughout the years. And even though my son is off to college, you know, I don't feel it's any different than if he was still here at home. So I always was real big on wanting to make sure they both felt, you know, that it was even Steven, and that it was a memory, you know, for gifts. So that's kind of what started this out as. Also my list is so I could track what I would buy, because a lot of times I would just buy, pick up little things here and there, not overly the top, but this was a way of me tracking those things. And then the wish list is when they tell me, like my daughter has many things on her wish list, so, which I need to start writing those down. That's one of the reasons I wanted to get this planner going, because it's already starting about, you know, oh, I really, I can't remember what I saw today that she said she needed to have, so I wanted to put that on the wish list and stuff like that. So, and then the next page is some more gift list, and I'll add that as things come on, as people, and you know, like if I do any you know, like angel trees and things like that, I'll start adding that information on there so that I can track that, like, okay, yes, you did, you know, if you go to the mall or something like that, and they have the giving tree, and you can take a card, you know, this is a way to say, don't forget that you have committed to purchasing this gift for that individual. So that's one way that I also keep this tracking, is I can create that list and keep up with that. And then I always have a place for ideas and thoughts for next year. So let's see what I put last year. Sometimes it's like buy new Christmas lights. I need new Christmas lights. Oh, Brazos needs a new pink tree. Start early, don't listen to it's too early. Okay, so yeah, don't start. It's never too early to start planning for Christmas, because I always feel like, you know, you think you have all this time, and then all of a sudden it's full throttle here, and parties and all this stuff is going on, and so I think it's never too early to start planning. But I do, it's weird, we were just looking at trees today, and she was saying, oh, I need a new tree, so that is true, she does need one. So, and then that's it. And basically, like on the back page here, what I've done in the past is like I've done any additional things like recipes or anything like that. I can put back here as part of that year, and that's it. That's how I plan out my Christmas. This has been, you know, like I said, I've been going on doing this for quite a few years. I hope my daughter doesn't get excited and start looking at this little spiral notebook. She has a tendency to pick things up and look through it, so it is something that I try to keep undercover. You probably would laugh, because does this look like something that, you know, would not be kept undercover? You know, if you saw this, you'd be like, ooh, what's all this? This looks fun and exciting, and I want to open it up. But I do try to keep it put away and where it's not usually in my purse. So that's because something I carry around with me throughout the holidays. So, but I did want to show you real quick a little thing that I started doing, and I'm really, really liking this. It's making these little binder clip material bows. They're just, I call them little junk bows, binder clip junk bows maybe, I don't know. But I bought these a while back. These are they call them a hollow binder clip, but I found these on Amazon and they called them skeleton binder clips. So but these I got at Hobby Lobby, and this week they were 50% off, I think, their embellishment. So I got these for 50. Let's see if I can get it out of here. And basically they're just hollow like that. And so I've made up a couple. This one I'm not too crazy about, but this one I love. I've been clipping this on to different journals and things like that. And what I actually like to do is, if you don't want to put them at the top, so to speak, I like to put them over here on this side, and it just kind of creates a little, it looks so cute on the side of your journal like that. And it kind of is a page holder. But I want to show you real quick how to make them, because I just find that so fun. But it's so simple. I mean, this is going to be, you're going to be like, oh, that's so simple. So I just take it and I kind of just squish this up in the middle here, and I open the binder like that. So see, it kind of like already looks like a bow, and then I just pull it and I just tie it in a knot like that. And with this material, and sometimes if you use more material, you only need one little knot. But like in this case, it was so thin, I did two, I think. Looks like I did two. But see, and it almost kind of looks like a bow. It does look like a bow. Look at that big old bow. But I come in here, and you can either like do a catty corner or like that. I just think that's so cute, and it looks just so, I'm into this real shabby, junky look to things. So I think it looks really cute, and I know it might drive others crazy, but I just love that funky strings everywhere. I'm going to show you this one. This one here, I did I did 2 knots, I think, and then I just kind of cut like that. My lights seem really dark today. I don't know what the deal is here. I'm looking at my lights and everything's normal, but it just seems dark. Maybe it's just how my camera's set up. But sorry, didn't mean to ramble on. But anyway, so that's, I think I did 2 knots there, and then I just cut the bow. I didn't cut them at a slant. But it's so cute. I just love it. It's fun. So I hope this was helpful, and I wish you all the luck in planning out your holidays. To me, this is such a special time of the year. My mom made it really special for us. Her grandma made it, and her mother made it really special for them. And so, to me, I'd like to carry on the tradition, and it's just a good feeling. So, I always want to be prepared and planned out, and make sure that I don't forget anything. And this has been a great resource. So, all right. Well, I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.